Live from our 7 Tasmania studios, your nightly news with Louise Huber begins now.
Good evening. First tonight, emergency crews are fighting a bushfire which has been spreading south of Hobart this afternoon, coming dangerously close to homes. Our reporter Ruby Kamain joins us live now near the scene. Good evening, Ruby. How is the community responding?
Louise, residents around here quickly packed up and evacuated following advice from authorities. Flames tore through shrub along this hill, spreading about 2 hectares, with the fire moving very close to 15 houses. Helicopters and planes bombed the bushland with water, implementing new coordinated ground and aircraft tactics to try and get the blaze under control. An emergency warning was issued for Alinda Grove at Mount Nelson around 3 this afternoon, but was downgraded to watch and act, along with Proctors Road at Donnern. Now, that road was closed off at both the Mount Nelson and Sandy Bay ends. Motorists were asked to avoid the area entirely as crews tackled a very challenging sloping terrain.
The house was defendable, stay, but certainly if you were unsure to leave, quickly enough though, with the combination of our ground crews and the air crews, we were able to downgrade that.
The fire is now contained, but crews will remain there overnight to keep an eye on hotspots. You can probably hear them working right now as we go to air. The TFS says people living in that area should familiarise themselves with their bushfire plans. And Louise, those residents are also being urged to monitor the conditions and check the TFS website for any updates.
A proposed wind farm near Bothwell has locals up in arms over environmental and noise concerns. The proponents plan to build 47 turbines in the region next year to help Tasmania reach its renewable energy targets.
A gathering of concerned locals ready to protect their patch as a renewable energy giant prepares to plant dozens of wind turbines at St Patrick's Plains, 30 kilometres north of Bothwell.
230 metre higher towers on gateways into the Central Highlands not appropriate, and we need to make sure that the Central Plateau is kept unique.
The No Turbine Action Group today meeting with the project proponents to voice their concerns about noise pollution.
We've been told that this project means that all the residents will hear turbine noise.
The group is also worried wedge-tailed eagle populations will be impacted, but EPURON has been closely monitoring the flight patterns of the species and has since scaled back its development.
We've gone from 67 turbines we went down to 50 specifically for that, so that we can avoid the areas of highest usage by the eagles and then minimise the impacts wherever it's possible.
The preferred site for the wind farm is located in the Midlands Renewable Energy Zone, which the proponents say is optimal for Tasmania to meet its world-leading clean energy targets. The project is expected to generate 200 jobs and, if approved, will be constructed by the end of next year. Ainsley Kosh, 7 Tasmania News.
A man in his 60s has died with COVID, becoming the 24th person since the start of the pandemic to succumb to the disease in Tasmania. The state has detected 585 new cases. 7 people are being treated in hospital for the virus, including 2 in ICU. 52% of Tasmanians have received their booster shot, while more than 60% of 5 to 11-year-olds have received their first dose. A new Tasmanian political party has launched its full Senate ticket in the race to win a seat in the upcoming federal election. The local party will have federal registration in the coming weeks, made up of independents across the state pushing for action on corruption and climate change.
I think that I'm putting forward an alternative to people to vote for who are sick of the major parties, but want someone who'll take action on climate and is a safe pair of hands for the Senate.
The country is expected to go to the polls later this year. The University of Tasmania's Vice-Chancellor says the campus move from Sandy Bay to Hobart's CBD is vital for the future of higher education. Various faculties and accommodation are already in the city, with proposals in place to shift the whole university within the decade. UTAS says access is key to gaining more degrees.
It's one bus ride, not 2 or 3. It's not missed connections that mean people are late for class, struggle to get there. actually this really matters to people accessing higher education.
It follows the Save UTAS campus group launching a petition on Tuesday to halt council support for the move. Evandale has come to life for the 39th National Penny Farthing Championships. Sydney's James Fowler reclaimed the trophy in the main race as spectators lined the streets for the bike bonanza.
Dressed in tweed and raring to go, Evandale local Marguerite MCCLINTOCK is a regular on this cycle circuit.
This is probably my 4th or 5th race, I think. It goes in the family, so everyone rides.
The 14-year-old pedalled her way to the podium on her pint-sized penny farthing, taking out the junior titles.
I just love the championships because it's a great thing with the community, and everybody comes around and they talk about it all year long until it happens, and just having people cheer you on, it's just the best feeling.
While in the women's, Liz-Anne Fox from New South Wales claimed the cup. But the fiercest competition was in the men's finals, where a rivalry between former champions was reborn.
Simon Weir working hard, he'll lean hard, try and close that gap through that corner. But they're going to have their work cut out. James Fowler opened up about 10 metres.
Sydney's James Fowler crossed the finish line first with only seconds to spare, claiming the national crown for a 5th time.
Oh, it's great. It's been quite a few years since I won last. Lots of competition from Tim in the last 2 years. So it's good to win again. While COVID hampered crowd numbers, it didn't dampen spirits.
The championships are great, and it's a very good thing for Evandale. Very good, But I don't ride in this, or else I kept my tails caught.
The 2021 edition was canned because of the pandemic, but this year's entries were strong.
The racing hasn't been impacted at all. In fact, we've had 52 riders that are riding today, coming from all over the country, which is fantastic now the borders have opened. It's a truly national championship this year.
And a truly unique event. LETITIA Wallace, 7 Tasmania News.
Sailors as young as 7 have taken to the Derwent for Tasmania's largest regatta. The 18th Crown Series event kicked off last night before a big day of racing on the water today, with more than 100 boats taking part.
We haven't dropped from last year, so we've maintained our numbers. We've had a few minor changes because of the COVID situation.
Sailing on the Derwent can be challenging with the weather conditions we experienced in Hobart. Like, for example, last night we had very strong winds, very fluctuating.
Sailing continues tomorrow with a prize ceremony to be held in the evening. 2 motorsport legends have been inducted into the Tasmanian Hall of Fame. Les Walkden and Johnny Walker today received the highest honour, being recognised for their decades of service to the sport, both on and off the track.
I've been all over the world with rallying. I've been lucky enough to go to Finland and Japan. We did the Asian Pacific Championship at Cody Crocker, which we ran first, second in that championship.
Racing at Bathurst, building a car ourselves in Tasmania under our house, running at Sandown in the Elfin ME5. But lately it's helping young people, and especially Adam Garwood.
V8 champion Marcus Ambrose was also inducted into the Hall of Fame last week. For residents in the Brighton municipality, a stroll along the Old Beach foreshore is set to look a little different, with council launching a series of signs highlighting the benefits of a salt marsh at a community event.
We learn going along the way, and it's important to highlight to our community how important the salt marsh is to the Derwent River.
Each sign features tips on how to better protect the local flora and fauna.
Good evening everyone. A partly cloudy day today with Hobart Ooze and Bushy Park all reaching the top of 27 degrees, 24 in Launceston, Burnie 21 and Devonport 20. Across the state, 26 in Grove, Friendly Beaches 24, Flinders Island, Smithton and Low Head all 22 and 19 in Strahan and Lyowini. Extensive low cloud can be seen over waters to the west of the state today, with only patches of high-level cloud passing the state. Further out, clear skies over most of the country, apart from some onshore cloud about the east coast and thunderstorms forming on a trough through the north. Tomorrow, a cold front is moving towards Tasmania as a trough slices through eastern states and parts of Western Australia. High-pressure systems on the Tasman Sea and to the south of Perth extend ridges over the remaining parts of the country. North to northwesterly winds tomorrow 15 to 25 knots, though lighter about the north and southeast, swells 3 to 4 metres in the west and south. And there is a gale warning current for the southwest coast and a strong wind warning for the west and east coasts. Possible late showers and 25 in Hobart tomorrow, Richmond 26, Ouse reaching 23. Launceston a top of 22, Devonport cloudy and 20, 19 in Deloraine. 19 and cloudy in Burnie tomorrow, Strawn 21, a shower or 2 and 20 in Curry. And looking at the east of the state, St Helens, Swansea and Whitemark all partly cloudy, reaching a top of 23 degrees. And the UV tomorrow is reaching very high 8s across the state, with sunrise expected at 6:40 a.m. Looking on to Monday, showers about the west, south and central areas, clearing in the evening. Fine apart from the chance of light showers in the north on Tuesday. And on Wednesday, showers about the northeast and northwest. 35 in Perth tomorrow, mostly sunny, and 26 in Melbourne, 29 in Canberra and Sydney, a shower or 2 in Brisbane and Cairns, and 33 degrees in Darwin. And currently it's partly cloudy right across the state, and that's all in weather tonight, Lou.
Beautiful, thank you for that, Chelsea. And that's all your news for tonight. We'll see you again tomorrow. Have a lovely evening. Good night.